Hello, welcome back to the Chatter Cave podcast, where we discuss media in the form of reviews or topical-based discussions. I'm your host, Frankie Thomas Hughes. I'm joined by my currently wet-haired co-host, Mr. Zenny F _ aka Connor O'Shea.
Hell yeah, I'm back again for the 101th episode.
But for you, it's not.
For me, it's not, but it totally is.
Yeah.
Right.
So today, obviously, we've got a few topics to go, obviously, to cover us for the next half hour to 40 minutes. One of them is a big one that's currently a thing, like one of the biggest things at the moment in terms of gaming. Obviously, there's a lot of positives and a lot of controversy that we can discuss about this whole situation. Obviously, then I've got some other stuff that I want to bring up that I've spotted recently. I'm like, oh, okay, it'll be something interesting to talk about. And I've also got a little quiz for Connor today, a little 10 question quiz.
Oh, no, I've also got a big,
related to the podcast.
Sorry, we'll do that at the end.
Yeah, it's the last bit.
We'll do the main one. Then we'll do your one.
And then we'll do your
one.
And then
I'll do my one.
And then we'll do the quiz to end it. Right. So the quiz is about the past 100 episodes. It's a bit of... There is multiple choices, FYI, in some of them. Not all of them. Some of them you have to use your brain. I know your brain isn't the best, but, you know, we'll have to see what far you get. If you get 10 out of 10... if you get 10 out of 10, then you get a lollipop.
Thank you.
That's what you wanted. And the lollipop's a metaphor for my penis. Okay, anyways. So the first topic, which is the big one we can both chime in on, is, of course, Palworld. The latest game that's come out that is obviously a mashup of a lot of games, but the main focal point for a lot of people is the Pokemon aspect of it.
Yeah, especially Pokemon Rust meets Zelda meets
also like Fortnite. Also, it's a lot of it's a lot of your generic building games with the idea of Pokemon, but taken to an extreme, essentially. I.e., for the fact that you can give them like weapons and shit like that. So it's kind of like it's just a massive mashup, and obviously it's took like as I say at the moment. What's the count? Like it was 8
million sales, I think.
I know it's like,
and obviously the Steam charts is like
2 million, 2,000, something ridiculous. Isn't it like the second like biggest like concurrent player count? The only one I think beat is PUBG when it first came out.
PUBG's the highest, yeah.
So it's
like 6 million, just 3.7 million.
It's literally like the second highest. It's like a massive draw.
Palworld's current peak today was 2 million. So it's definitely gonna... I mean, it's 1.3 million playing right now. All-time peak was 2 million. So...
Yeah, it's a second biggest. I was reading about that earlier. I say it's took everything by storm. I think a lot of people have been drawn to it for the idea of really to the Pokemon side of it. I feel like that's what's drew a lot of people. And then on top of that, I think a lot of the controversy around it has drew people in to see it for themselves. If you catch my drift. So obviously, realistically,
I feel like Oh, go on.
Obviously, instead of a few people wanting to pick it up and play it at the start, but I feel like once this controversy started to push more into the headlines, that's when a lot more people have actually heard about the game now. Because obviously a lot of people might not have heard about it, but now obviously with the constant talk of Nintendo looking to sue or pursue legal, basically mumbo jumbo, against the possibility of that their work has been stolen and copied into this game. Obviously, that then has caught people on the news and shit and been like, oh, I'll check this game out, see what it's like. And then obviously they've played it, and then that count's just rising and rising and rising and rising. Because as I say, at the moment, it's like a really big fucking game. We both played it. I mean, we meant to play it last Sunday on stream. I was too sleepy, so I couldn't do it. Hopefully this weekend we can actually sit down and play it. I know you played about 10 plus hours of it now, I think. You were on like 9.
I think I've got like 15 hours.
Last time I saw yesterday, you was on about 9. It said about 9 hours on my account.
Oh, well.
And I was on about 4 hours. So I think you're playing it again, so you've probably gone over 9 hours now.
I thought I played longer than that.
Well, I've gone to the Xbox thing.
I'll have a mooch on my thing.
Unless it didn't update, because it didn't update some stuff on there yesterday, so it might have just not updated.
Yeah, apparently only 9 hours.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure I played longer, unless it messed up and the time was off on it.
Maybe. But yeah, as I say, it is a fun little game. It's not like the greatest game of all time. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not the greatest game of all time, but it's still a pretty fun game. A little fun building game. Heck, that's all I've spent most of my time doing is building and making my slave labor camp out of the sheep. That's all I've been fucking doing. I've done obviously gone around and caught some stuff, but I haven't really focused on the battle side of it. I think I went to the first big battle, got my ass kicked, and just went, okay, I'll build up my team. And I've also done like I randomly stumbled into like a encampment where there's like a cage with like a fucking pal inside it.
Yeah.
And I was really confused what was going on. And I was like, why am I getting attacked here? And I was like, oh shit, I have to jump off and batter him with my fucking spear. But
did you open up the cage door?
Yeah, and I got a big fucking.
Did you get the PTSD from the Lethal Company door opening noise that plays?
No.
When you do it next time, listen to the door sound. It's literally the same one from Lethal Company. When you open up the doors inside the bunker, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, PTSD's kicking it.
No, I didn't hear. I wasn't really paying attention. I was fucking just trying to. I was like trying to wonder, have I got to catch this fucker? Have I got to battle him or what? But
I think you just go straight to your box,
he just goes straight to your inventory. He's currently like walking around my camp at the moment. It's a big fucking like seal looking motherfucker. But yeah, I feel like that's what's drew a lot of people to this now is the fact that it's like one of the massive talking topics at the moment, in both good and bad sense. Good as in how well it's done sale wise, bad as in the sense obviously the Nintendo possible legal looking into because people obviously pointing out the comparisons and shit like that. I mean, there is some I'm looking at. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely they've just ripped the idea from that and then altered it slightly. I can definitely see it in a handful, but there is a handful as well. I'm just like, right, it's just this. It's the same idea, but it's nothing fucking like it.
Yeah,
like the little monkey.
Oh yeah, like, anything like that, you can't really.
But I feel like the Lucario looking one and the Luxray looking one.
Yeah, they're the big ones.
They're definitely big ones. I mean, the Lycan Rock one as well.
There's a few which are very similar.
There's a few that are definitely very, very fucking close. And it'd be interesting to see how far this actually gets in terms of the legal sense. Because I did find it funny. Because I did actually read the thing you was on about this morning. Obviously, what Nintendo put out. About them being like, there's a game that came out in January 2024. Fucking just name the game, you pussies.
Oh.
Why are they just like eluding the fact even though everyone knows what the fuck they're on about? Why they say, oh, this game Palworld came out, we're looking into it. Why not just say that? Why you gotta not just go? A game came out in January 2024. It was very similar to Pokemon. I think we all fucking know. I think we'd have to be living on a rock or morons to not understand what the fuck you're on about, Nintendo.
I think my favourite thing was the day Palworld released. Nintendo put like a trailer up for the DLC for Pokemon. It was like, oh, it's a great time to jump in. Everyone's like, shut up! I'm jumping on that shit now.
It's an interesting. I see. I think I'm more interested at the moment to see how far this goes in the actual game. I don't get me wrong. I don't mind playing the game. It is interesting. But I just really want to see where this actually goes in terms of the legal side of it. So I was reading like a whole article from like someone like speaking to like I think it's like on IGN or something like some like a lawyer or something like a copyright lawyer or shit like that. And I bet it depends where Nintendo look into it. Like if it was in America, I think it was like they're more likely to get away with it because of the whole fair use and shit like that. But it's like if it's in Japan, then different story. And there's also a few things that they'd have to push to see, like for example, like when you said there were certain pals that look very similar to Pokemon, that are probably their focal point. Is the ones that look very similar, not the ones that like was the one before was like electric mouse or something like that, or something stupid like that. You was on about to me, like those ones I'd probably now ignore because they wouldn't be able to get anything off that. It'd be the ones that look very similar, and it was going for like loads of different ways that this could go. Obviously, one of them is like obviously they stop the sales of Palworld while there's a legal situation going on, and there's just a lot of stuff I was reading into, and I was like, okay, I'm interested to see where how far this fucking goes. Like if obviously because they have to. I was reading about the fact that obviously Nintendo have to prove that they've copied it, but at the same time that could then go back on this other company, and they have to prove they haven't copied it. So they have to, obviously Nintendo can submit stuff to say, okay, this looks like a copy, and then they would have to submit stuff to prove that it's not a copy, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like it's one of these back and forth situations. Obviously, realistically, Nintendo's got the bigger legal force than obviously this little company, hands down. But it's interesting to see how. I know you said this is like they've already like gone at them like a couple of times already before it even came out.
Yeah, apparently there's a few legal battles before the game even launched. Obviously, I'm guessing they probably sent them like fucking cease and desist or something to be like, oh, you copyright claims. And they're just like, well, it got taken out of court. Well, it didn't even go to court. I think they just basically ignored it kind of thing. It wasn't enough to do anything about it. But obviously now
the game's fully out and a lot of people are posting a lot of shit about it. That's when obviously they might start finding stuff to try and counter and actually push it into a court of law. So it'd be interesting to see how far this goes in terms of a legal sense. I know obviously you don't want a game to ever get shut down, but obviously if it does turn out that there is a lot of copyright infringement stuff going on, like a lot of stealing, that's when you can say, okay, realistically there should be something done right now. So say at the moment, all you can do is speculate. You can look at this stuff and say, okay, it looks very similar, but you can't fully say they've straight up stole it. They could have taken the concept idea and then made their own out of it, but yeah, it still looks very similar. But until it's actually fully in a court of law, being like, here's evidence, they've literally stolen all this stuff from these, obviously, the designs under the base designs and shit like that. Once that's fully confirmed, that's when you can look at it and go, okay, no, yeah, we misjudged the situation. Yeah, Nintendo's in the right here. They've done the wrong. But until then, you can just say there's many games out there where someone's literally just took the concept and just altered it slightly. I mean, look at fucking like Castle Miner Z and Castle Miner. It's basically just Minecraft, just with guns. You know what I mean? And yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's just less blocky people. It's basically the exact same stuff, but it's altered enough to get away with it. Obviously, if that's the same with this, fair enough. It can fucking keep making sales and whatnot. But if obviously it's more the case of they've basically just stolen shit, then that's when you might have a different change of heart. But at the moment, you kind of just have to remain neutral. You can kind of see both sides of the equation, but you kind of want to stay in the middle until it's actually there's enough evidence for either side of the argument, and then you can start making your stand of, okay, no, actually I'll stand with this company because Nintendo are just clearly just bitching about them basically taking the look of Pokemon and getting a better response at the moment than the last Pokemon game that came out. But then, as I say, the other side of it is if it comes out of it's a copy thing, then you can bat Nintendo and be like, okay, no, I misjudged you, Nintendo. Please don't smite me. You know what I mean?
Just make better games and systems so we can play better games.
So that's what I mean. At the moment, it's especially in the legal sense, you kind of just have to stand in the middle. You just keep eye on both sides, pretty much. And so
I've seen another big argument was a lot of artists saying they used AI to design like pals and everything, but then also it came out that they only had like a 10k budget to make the entire game on. It's like, well, what else was they gonna do? Like, I think the main developer came out and was like, we had no idea how to make games. We literally went into it starting from like scratch. We just wanted to make a game that was fun. So even if they did use AI to design some of the pals, how could they afford artists in the first place with a 10k budget originally? Now they'll probably be able to easily be able to afford, like, obviously artists to come in and commission stuff, but originally it would have been hard. And then plus there's been no evidence that they used AI. Like, the only thing that people keep pointing to is like there was a article, I think it was IGN did, talking about like there's like AI Pokemon that someone made, and the lead developer was like, oh, it's amazing what AI can do now, like retweeted it. And that's literally where everyone's basing this from. It's like, well, where's all this come from? Like, it might not even be AI yet. There's no evidence. Everyone just pointing fingers. It's mad. So the art community seems to be up in arms at the minute about it. It's like, oh, fuck's sake.
And so, obviously, in terms of that, they'd have to. I'm guessing that's another thing that if obviously it goes far enough, that would be a thing they'd have to prove is that they didn't use AI. So obviously, if they did, then obviously that's clearly copied their work. So I'm guessing that's one thing they'd have to prove officially. Again, that's the point of you have to kind of make a middle stand of until it's proven, you can't really judge because it's like anything really, like any sort of accusations against anyone really. Until it's actually proven as like 100% this has happened, you can't really judge. Yeah, there might be some evidence that points towards it, but at the same time, there's some evidence that doesn't. You kind of like, well, I can't really like judge too much until it's gone to court and it's been proven. It works with anything. I mean, look at that fucking obviously actor last year. Obviously, that Jonathan Majors. Obviously, he got accused of obviously domestic violence and stuff like that, and obviously there's a lot of evidence pointing towards it. But at the same time, there's obviously a lot of evidence of that they were claiming back, saying it was all bullshit and shit like that. And it's like, okay, I can't do anything until it's actually gone through court. And obviously now it's gone through court and he's been found guilty. That's when you can take a stand up. Okay, no, I back obviously the victim in this situation. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of situation. That's the kind of thing here. You kind of don't want to take a side until it's 100% certain that you're on the right side, or else you're kind of backing the wrong horse. So,
the thing is, obviously, with Palworld now also being in early access, if there's any big changes they would have to make, if someone did get to court and have to make big changes, they've got a budget to do it now. It would take them 2 seconds to change a few designs of stuff if they had to.
I'm guessing if it got pushed to, I'm guessing the ones that are very similar to Pokemon would get fucked off.
I still don't think it would.
I think if it got pushed to that situation, I think it'd be the ones like they said, the Lucario, the Luxray, the few other ones that look very similar. I'm guessing it'd be those ones that they'd say, okay, you need to take them out the game entirely, and then obviously they'd take them out and obviously just have to replace them with something else. I'm guessing if it went that far, that's what it'd be. I'd say the stuff like the little monkey, that's just a grass monkey, that wouldn't really get touched because it may be the same idea as fucking the Pokemon equivalent, but at the end of the day, you can't really copyright a grass monkey. You know what I mean? So I'm guessing like stuff like that would be fine. Like there's quite a few that you look at, like the sheep one. Like you can say the male got inspired by Wooloo, but it looks fucking nothing like him.
Yeah, the thing is that it's obviously stuff like that. It's like, well, it's a monkey. You can't copyright a monkey, and you can't copyright a sheep. That's where Pokemon fall down, because obviously it's real life stuff. That's where you can't really hold an argument against that. But stuff that's like obviously nothing like anything in real life, then you might be able to be like, well, that's clearly our design. But when you say, oh, that's a sheep and this is our sheep, they're like, yeah, it's a fucking sheep.
The thing is that look nothing like each other. I've literally looked at it and I was like, nothing like each other. I think the one that I looked at, I was like, okay, the design looks nothing like it, but there's a slight thing that does. There's the one that's is it a big fur? It's like a little fur thing, like yellow in Pokemon. It's like it stands up. It's got like big yellow eyes and like a really like menacing looking smile. It's not a meow.
Oh,
it's not like a.
It's a Meowth. It's Galarian Meowth, isn't it?
That one, like there's something that looks.
And it's the one everyone's saying is like the Cheshire cat looking thing. And everyone's like, oh, it's just...
the body itself looks nothing like it. It's just the eyes and the mouth. They literally are the exact same eyes and mouth. Like there's stuff like that, where they've clearly took like the eyes and mouth from that and put it on it. But I say something like that, it probably wouldn't stand up because it's just the eyes and you can't really. It's just an eyes and mouth. But I say something like the Lucario, the Luxray, the Latios one. I'm going. There's a couple, and you're looking at it like, yeah, you can definitely see maybe there'd be an argument in those ones because they are very fucking similar. But then you look at, as I said, the ones that are basic, like Grass Monkey, Electric Mouse, the Ice Penguin, stuff like that. Like you can't really have a stand with those ones because they may be the same similar idea, but A, they look nothing like them, and B, you can't really copyright the idea of an ice penguin or a fucking electric mouse or a fucking sheep or a grass monkey. You can't touch that. Like those ones, I think are fine. They're never gonna get touched. And I mean, when you look at design wise, you look at them like, I don't see anything there. You can maybe see an inspiration from something. You can go, like you said, the Wooloo one. Like, okay, I can see maybe they got inspired by the Wooloo, but like the Wooloo is like a bigger sheep. This is literally like a fucking massive ball of fucking wool with a face on the front of it. That's all it is. So
it's like obviously even Pokemon themselves have almost copied their own designs multiple times, like Wooloo and Mareep, but they're literally both sheep type Pokemon. Like I don't know how we meant to, like they can't stand on a leg then, but like, oh, it's copied. I mean, they literally use pretty much their own work to base new Pokemon off. I mean, look at some of the new gen. There's literally one which is just a dolphin. Like it's not even really far off a normal dolphin, and they're like, this is our design now. It's like it's a dolphin with a heart on the bottom. Like, yeah, you can't copyright stuff that's like. Well, you can copyright the design, but you wouldn't be able to say, "Oh, you've got a dolphin in your game. You can't have that," because it's so close to real life. Obviously, some of them, like you say, the Luxray and stuff, that's based off nothing in real life. Maybe like a dog or something, but it's nowhere near. and then the one in Palworld looks very similar. But there is some that looks so close that you're like, okay, I understand that.
So you can understand why there's a leg for an argument, but then the rest of them you can look at and go, not really. I say at the moment it's just a case of sitting in the middle and just waiting to see what happens. Like, you can enjoy the game, carry on playing it, but then obviously as you're playing it, you might spot these situations and go, okay, this might cause a problem. This might be something that Nintendo like fully like jump on. So you know yourself, obviously, in terms of when you look at like these legal drama stuff between like companies and shit, there's always some things that the company fully focuses their effort on to get the point across. Like, they'll ignore everything else, but they'll focus fully on it. And as I say, I feel like with this game, their full focus in terms of design-wise would be these ones that are looking very fucking close to their Pokemon counterparts. I think, as you say, they know after getting the others thrown out that some of these, there's no point even bother like arguing in court about. But these ones will be the argument of, okay, we'll ignore this fucking sheep. Yeah, okay, fair enough, we can't copyright the sheep, but I mean, look at this one. This is our Lucario. This is their one. I mean, tell me, am I wrong? This doesn't look like a fucking the exact same thing, but just different coloured and slightly altered. Like, that's where obviously it's a dicey thing. Obviously, fucking the legal side of stuff, because you say obviously if they have used AI, obviously they have to obviously prove that they haven't, and obviously on top of that, if they obviously they also have to prove that they haven't stolen designs and shit like that. That's the thing, because Nintendo will push it all obviously the legal stuff through, and then as from what I was reading earlier, it was like then this other company would have to obviously they can just like point out some stuff, and they're like, okay, we reckon this and that, and then the other company would have to prove that they haven't done this, which I say hopefully it's something that's resolved fairly quickly and it can be dealt with. The only thing I don't like is the fact that the death threats, like the guy who made the game, the developers the developers and the shit have been getting about this game. Like, what the fuck? How pathetic is that? It's the most. I think sending death threats to anyone about anything is just pathetic.
Like, it's not even people's. Like, I don't understand why it's that they think it's their duty to go out the way and defend like these big companies. Like, they can do it themselves. Like,
exactly.
Let them do it. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Nintendo ain't gonna be like, oh no, please fans, go send death threats. Like,
I don't see what gives people the right to send a message to them and say you should go kill yourself.
I mean, on top of the fact as well, Pokemon.
I mean, I do it to you all the time, but that's just banter.
Yeah, but it's banter until it's done. But I was gonna say to you, imagine they're in court, right? And they got like a little, slideshow. It's like, this is Lucario and Pokemon. This is our one. He has a gun. That's the difference. just him fucking shooting it. Can yours hold a gun? No, didn't think so.
So hopefully it's something that gets dealt with quickly, and all this fucking drama could be out the window. And say hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's both games can exist in their own right. Because one's the Palworld do at the moment. You hope that nothing comes and causes problems. They say most likely, if it comes to it, it'd just be certain ones would have to be changed. If it comes to it, I don't think the game would get shut down unless there is like a full thing that they find that there's too much stolen. Then I feel like the court would have no choice but to shut this game down because it's theft. But until it's proven that there's theft, it should be out. It's fine. It'll just get the buzz from all this controversy. They'll be riding its tailwind.
Like I say, it's done well enough in sales for him to at least get a decent lawyer in this. So,
to defend, yeah.
Like I say, it started with 10k and they've sold 8 million copies. So, I mean, they're up there millionaires now, easily. Or the companies.
So hopefully it's just something that's resolved very quickly. Like, you don't want a drawn out fucking court case. Hopefully it's solved like within a couple of months. Hopefully, it depends how quickly Nintendo gather evidence. I'm guessing they've got to gather evidence, and then they've also got to speak to their legal departments, and then obviously that's when they can start pushing it into an actual court situation. and then I'm guessing the same would have to happen the other side. Like they'd have to gather their evidence and then push it back into the court. So then there's the fight. But it's an interesting one, Pokemon versus Palworld. It's an interesting
Well, I know there's one
fight.
there's one big post that went around about Palworld using the same designs and stuff, and I think I told you about it because originally it was like this big thing that blew up, and it had like people comparing like the models, and it's like identical. And then the guy who put the original post out come out on and was like, "Oh, I made it all up. I just didn't like the animal cruelty aspect in the game, and I resized models to make it match." And I was like, "Well." So this massive argument people was using, being like, "Oh, they copied everything," and this guy's come out and was like, "Oh, don't agree with animal cruelty." It's like, mate, you play Pokemon, don't understand how you cannot agree. It's literally you're battling. I don't understand.
I've seen other people post their versions of the same situation. Obviously, taking the models and shit and trying to mash them up together and showing how very similar are. I have seen some people or other people do that, and the one person I did see do it, pointing out the fact that though they're not exact, they are very fucking close. Like I have seen people saying that, so it's not just the case of that one person basically bullshitting. Obviously, I have seen other posts where people have done the exact same thing as pointing out the fact that they are very fucking close. So it's not just that.
It will eventually go in.
So
you can always settle that fight somewhere, but Pokemon, well, Nintendo, like, please go to court. We have enough money to do this for years.
So they either go to court or they'll be like, okay, give us some fucking money here and we'll let it slide under the rug. But it's Nintendo, they won't. They're fucking, they'll push for court. They'll push
dude, I think I told you about it before, when he was modding, like, I think it was like Switches or DS's or something,
yes.
And they took him to court, and he's in prison, but he has to pay, like, every month he has to pay so much of his wage to Nintendo Direct. It's like for the rest of his life. It's like, that's ridiculous, man. Like hell. How did they get that settled?
I'm pretty certain you said that on the podcast.
How the hell did they get that settled though? Like, oh, this guy's like basically working for Nintendo without working. That seems insane.
I'm pretty
certain that guy's lawyer must have been dreadful.
I'm pretty certain you pointed that out on the podcast before.
God damn, man.
So hopefully it's something that's resolved pretty quick. But we shall see. Anyway,
right, is your topic related to games?
Yes.
Okay, go on then. I didn't want to
actual media at the same time.
I didn't want to stray too far from games, so I was like, if you...
I'm going to stray into a different game, but then at the same time stray into something related to that game that's not a game, and then then you can just stray back into games.
Okay, go on.
But yeah, before I do, obviously, hopefully we should be playing Palworld for at least an hour or so this Sunday. So, you know, come check us out.
Oh, and the game.
And the game, yes. So, no, what I want to bring up is obviously something I mentioned last week to you, that obviously 2K were announcing obviously the next WWE game on Monday. And obviously they dropped the announcement for it. They dropped a little trailer for it. And then they announced the 3 fucking editions of it this year. Because obviously there's always 3 editions, the basic, deluxe, and like the big edition. And obviously, usually, it's the same cover poster for each edition, maybe slightly altered. Like, I know, like, the John Cena one, like, the big edition, like, it's slightly coloured different. But, like, this, like, year's one, there's, like, fucking, like, 3 different covers entirely. Like, you got one, the basic edition, which is the Cody Rhodes edition. You got the middle edition, which is got Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair on it. And then you got the big edition with, like, the WrestleMania shit on it. And it's just like, well, it's kind of like, being that the cover posters like kind of lost an edge on this year's one. Like you're like, you can say I've been on. Can you move over a bit? Your face is like not even on the screen. There we go.
On mine, I'm like centered, so.
Yeah, but I need to readjust the cropping because like your face like most of the time is like half out the screen.
That's alright. You can have me on.
But yeah, like so like. You can't really like be like, oh yeah, I've been on the cover this year. Yeah, you're on the cover of the basic edition. Like all these like people on the big fucking editions. Like I was like, if I can get it cheap enough, I might get the big edition, the fucking WrestleMania edition, because I know it's got like a WrestleMania pack with it or something like that. But obviously I'm gonna wait to see pricing on it. But I was looking at it, I looked at the trailer for it, and obviously all the younger wrestlers, the 3, obviously Rhea, Cody, and Bianca that are on the posters. Obviously, in the trailer they're talking to the camera, and obviously they look normal, they look as they are now. But then there's a bit in the trailer, obviously promoting the WrestleMania side of it, which is you see Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Undertaker. Undertaker's fine, it's all like kind of dark and out and everything. But the Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin, you can clearly tell that they've like CGI'd their face onto like the younger body so they can speak now. Hulk Hogan's not too bad looking. But the Stone Cold Steve Austin one, you can tell it's such like a digital face, and I was like, that is such. I know it's a trailer, but fuck me, that's awful. Couldn't I put a bit more budget into that? That is so bad. Like, watch the trailer for the 2K24 release.
I'll watch it.
And you get to the bit. It's towards the end, and you'll see fucking Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold. But the Stone Cold one is so fucking bad. Like you can tell, like it's just clearly. Green screened his face onto like his old body, and it's just like what the actual fuck. But yeah, I was looking. I was like, obviously I used the latest game, and I used the one before that for obviously my FEW recordings. And I was like myself, she was like, you know what? If there's nothing big on this game, I'll stick with 2023. So I don't have to fucking make all my fucking characters again, because I'll be there for fucking hours, days even. And then they announced it, and it's like, all new match types. I was like, oh, fuck off. What match types? Coffin match. I was like, I could use that. Get special guest referee when you can use your custom characters as a referee. I was like, I could have done with that fucking years. Like, when I fucking first started this shit, because I wanted to do that fucking ages ago, but I couldn't. Like, they added, like, some stuff to do double tiles and stuff. They've added, like, some stuff into it, and I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking make my characters again, aren't I, for this fucking game? So I'm probably going to have to do what I did last year, which is literally make sure it's all bulk recorded and edited, uploaded and everything up until the end of April. And then the April ones be the first of this new game. I was like, you fucking wankers. Fucking making new stuff to this game that I have to use.
Stop adding new stuff to games.
Exactly. Just do a FIFA and just copy and paste the same fucking game every fucking year.
It's not FIFA anymore.
Oh, sorry. It's
FC clubs or something.
Yeah, some bullshit like that. But yeah, so obviously then swinging into my other thing related to this, obviously it sticks to WWE. Obviously you've seen what they obviously the Rock's like now on the board of directors at that TKO company that owns WWE.
Nah. What are you actually doing?
Because obviously WWE and UFC are owned by the parent company TKO. Yeah. And now, obviously, they did like a whole thing the other day where it was announced that The Rock is now actually on the board of directors. Like he's actually above both UFC and WWE now. And obviously, at the same time announcing that, they announced the Netflix deal. In the US, I think it was the US for just one of them. I know next year in the US, the WWE Raw is moving from TV onto Netflix, and then in a lot of other countries, including the UK, all WWE's material is moving to Netflix. So you can, like, from what I was reading yesterday, by the look of it, the network is looking like it's getting taken down entirely. Like all of it's like the live shows, so Raw, SmackDown, NXT. That's all going to be on Netflix going forward, weekly. The Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, all the fucking big shows, they're going to be on Netflix from next year. Like everything WWE is Netflix now from next year, and I was like, "That's
a big contract, isn't it?"
I was
pay him a lot for that.
I was like, because at first I thought it was just Raw. I was like, I'm guessing maybe they're gonna test the waters and then eventually maybe get SmackDown and shit for the UK and everywhere else. And then I was reading yesterday, like, no, everything, and the networks, like the £10 network is more than like gonna get scrapped. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it saves me £10 a month, but damn, like. I haven't watched their weekly shows in fucking years. I always watch the highlights on YouTube because I used to watch it on Sky. Then BT got the rights, and I don't use fucking BT because fuck BT's sports. It's fucking shit. Obviously then you turn into that TNT Sports, and so obviously I only get a chance to watch the highlights. But now next year I'd actually be able to watch the actual shows. Like if there's a match that I hear is like really good, I'd actually be able to fucking watch it. And not just watch like a 2-minute highlight of just different parts of the match.
The whole thing.
I mean, I have to actually watch the whole fucking 10 minutes. But yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to mention.
Well, I haven't got like a massive topic, but my thing that I saw earlier was Microsoft have laid off like 1,000 Blizzard employees,
Yes, I've seen
and
that.
they've also cancelled one of the games I was working on, which is like that open world survival game they was doing internally, which was announced years ago, so that's scrapped now. And then I can't remember his full name, but his name's Mike. He's been with Blizzard for years. He's like one of like the big people. He's left as well. He decided he's leaving after all the like cuts went down. So everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And obviously, people was kicking off, being like, like linking like the pay of like the head of Microsoft, being like, this guy's on at 20 million. Surely he could take a pay cut to pay all these people. And there's like people kicking off, and then I was reading as well. They're like, Microsoft are now like $6 trillion company or something ridiculous. Like they can't afford the employees. Like you'd understand, like if they got rid of so many employees, like let's say they didn't need them, or it's like obviously after acquiring them, they went through the internals and worked out who wasn't doing anything. Like, there's no need to have them at the company. Same as like Twitter did. They literally got rid of like 95% of like their employees because half of them wasn't doing anything anyway. But getting rid of like 1,000 employees seems extreme. Like I don't see how none of them was an asset. Like maybe like a few of them didn't do anything, but I don't see like 1,000 of them needing to be laid off at the minute. Especially after acquiring for like 70 billion or something ridiculous, wasn't it? It's like surely you got enough money to fucking pay some people. Like, come on, fucking ridiculous, man. But they got obviously Bobby left, didn't he? The head of Activision. Bobby, I don't know his name, and everyone was clowning on him, being like he was the worst CEO of all time. He was shit. And there's like, thank God Xbox bought us out, and now everyone's turned against Microsoft, yeah, being like, what the fuck's going on? So, I mean, there's a guy on I follow on Twitter, and he always puts like news about Xbox, and he probably like shills off Xbox, and he literally put out earlier, he was like, fuck Microsoft, what a joke. And I was like, God damn, this guy's literally like always sponsored by him, and he's literally like, fuck him. So, yeah, that's pretty fucking big, especially with how much money they've got. Like, fucking, yeah. But then again, we don't know. Let's say there was like a shit ton of employees that wasn't doing anything worth money, like paying them, then maybe. But I don't see 1,000 plus people. And there's got to be a handful of people that actually did fucking work there. But look, you know how big fucking some companies are with employees, and there's no need to really have that many employees there. It's like Bungie did it recently with layoffs as well, didn't they? PlayStation acquired them for how much, and then they lay people off, and it's like, well, surely this means PlayStation have come in and said, well, we're paying you this. Go through your list of employees that are literally not doing anything worthwhile and get rid of them. So I'm guessing this is what Microsoft were doing. They're going through their company because they laid off. I know Microsoft laid off a ton of people prior to acquiring Activision Blizzard. So they're probably going in and seeing their internals and going through and being like, yeah, we need to get rid of some of these people as well. But that's big news. That's like the biggest gaming news today, I think. Other obviously Palworld, because that's always fucking
talking about it.
It's always big news at the minute.
Oh, what's happened to your camera?
Well, it's still out on my end.
You become like a. Hold on. You become like a. And that weird fucking fuzzy thing where it's just like lines.
Don't turn it off and back on.
Yeah.
Try to turn it off and on again.
There you go, you fixed.
Right, to the quiz then.
Before I get to the quiz, though, I did actually want to bring up something else real quick.
Go on there, son.
Which is the fact that obviously they announced the Razzie Awards the other day.
Oh, the Razzie thing, yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, Expendables 4 is like the most nominated movie this year, with 7 nominations. It's like worst film, worst director, worst act. Like, it's been nominated for the worst picture, worst director, worst actor. Actually, not worst actor. Ignore me on worst actor. I mean, Jason Statham's up for worst actor, but not for that. Worst actress. Actually, no, it's not, because unless it's a double nomination from Megan Fox. But it's up for worst supporting actor because fucking Sylvester Stallone's up for it. Worst supporting actress. That's Megan Fox is up for. Worst screen combo. Anything Merciless Mercenaries is up for worst remake, ripoff, or sequel. Worst screenplay. It's up for like 7 awards. It's the most nominated. Then it's Exorcist and Winnie the Pooh, the second most nominated with 5 each. But it's funny because I like the screen combo ones because it's always funny like how they try and word it. So like the Exorcist one, it's called any two money grubbing investors who donated to the 400 million for this remake rights. Obviously, for the first time in 16 years, a Marvel movie is up for the Razzies. Like an MCU Marvel movie, Ant-Man. Ant-Man and Shazam. Ant-Man and Shazam were both nominated for 4 awards each. Ant-Man, Shazam was nominated for worst screenplay. Ant-Man was nominated for worst, obviously remake, rip-off, or sequel. Worst supporting actress, obviously Shazam got a nomination for obviously Lucy Liu. Michael Douglas got one for Ant-Man, and so did Bill Murray. Helen Mirren got one for Shazam for worst actress. And then they both got one for... Sorry, Shazam got one for worst picture. And Ant-Man got one for worst director. For the first time ever, the MCU got a nomination. I mean, realistically, some of these ones I'm looking at, there's only one outcome in a lot of these. Worst picture, Winnie the Pooh's the only real winner there, realistically. Shazam, Meg 2, Expendables, Exorcist, I know they weren't very liked by critics, but come on, Winnie the Pooh should win that easily. Same goes for worst director. I mean, I know critics hated Expendables 4, hated it. But realistically, they hated Winnie the Pooh even more, so that realistically... none of these standard ground against Winnie the Pooh. Like, at least they're watchable. Winnie the Pooh was not watchable. I'm surprised Winnie the Pooh didn't get nominated for a few more awards than that, but yeah. I know I've seen the Oscars as well. Fucking obviously Barbie got snubbed for best director and best actress. It got nominated for everything else, but obviously the director and Margot Robbie didn't get nominated, and like Ryan Gosling was like, "What the fuck? How have I been nominated for best supporting acting? They haven't."
I saw that, yeah. He came out and being like, "Oh, it's not fair. I didn't get nominated and stuff."
But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get on to the quiz real quick because I need to wrap this up because Hayden's gonna kick my ass if I don't. So yeah, obviously we've done 100 episodes. This is episode 101. I've done 101 episodes. You're nowhere near that yet, Connor. But yeah, so this is testing your general knowledge of the past 100. Obviously, you can play along at home and see how many you get right. There's 10 to go through here. So question 1, it is not a multiple choice one. This is off your memory. What year did we start the podcast?
What, in general, or us together?
What year did we start this podcast?
2023, wasn't it? Last year.
We didn't start the podcast last year, you dozy twat.
I thought we did.
You came back last year.
Yeah, but I said when we're back. No, confused.
I said what time when we start, like it fully start.
Oh, like 2021, wasn't it?
Yes, well done. You got it right. I'll let you off with that one. I'll let you have that one. Okay, question 2, multiple choice. Which one of these is our longest episode? Is it A, episode 1, B, episode 33, C, episode 100, or D, episode 12?
Episode 33. I don't know what it was, but I'm going to that one.
You are incorrect. It is episode 1.
12. Episode 1 was our longest.
Our reboot. Nothing has come close to it yet.
God damn.
Honestly, nothing has come close to that yet. Episode 33 was... 33... You weren't even on that one. It was the Moon Knight and Miss Marvel review that me and Hayden did.
I don't count, then you shouldn't even have that on the choice.
How many episodes have you appeared in? Including this episode?
62. I don't know.
You're nowhere near. You got the
50.
2 part right.
I've got to be in over half. 52.
Nope. The answer is 42.
Bullshit, I've been over more than that.
No, you haven't. Hayden took over an entire year. And you've had multiple times where you've had time off. I mean, you had time off in the first 5 episodes. Because you was ill.
That's some bullshit.
No, you generally only Hayden's still technically done more episodes than you.
You know what it is? It's when we're streaming instead of playing games. That's what I'm adding on. Took them in. I'm over 50.
You're literally now 3 episodes off matching Hayden's total of 45. So that is
I'm getting to 45 and then I'm quitting.
You're doing really bad right now. Okay, episode 4. Alex has been a part of 10 episodes of the show. Which episode did he first appear on? Is it A, episode 3, B, episode 4, C, episode 5, or D, episode 6?
Episode 5, I don't fucking.
That is incorrect. It is D, episode 6.
D said that. D's like 6. I should have gone.
D's
got a point.
It was the second one that you. Well, she's going to have more points than you by the look of it. You got 1 each. It was the Hawkeye and Spider-Man No Way Home trailer talk. It was one of the ones when you were off for illness very early on. Halfway through, and you've only got 1 point. Okay, question 5. You stepped away from the podcast in 2022 due to Hayden taking over. But which of these was your final episode as co-host? Is it A, episode 20, B, episode 22, C, episode 25, or D, episode 28?
What's the names of the episode?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to give you that one.
Just at the end. Then it's fine.
I'm not going to tell you that.
I'll go option C.
25. You are incorrect. The answer was B, episode 22, which was greatest video game deaths. Do you want to know the funny thing?
What?
You're not in any of the other episodes that I listed. They were all episodes that you weren't a part of. They're a mixture of either Hayden or Alex.
I'll go remember like episode 22. I don't know the episodes. I could say episode 10,000. I'll probably believe that is real. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't going to give you the titles of them because the titles literally have reviews in them, so you basically would easily understand. Yeah, I wasn't on that one. It's the only one that wasn't a review, so you'd definitely be like, oh yeah, I was on that one. Okay, question 6. Not counting the small end segments I originally did, how many movie reviews do you think I've done on the podcast? Is it A? This is just movie reviews, FYI. No TV or video games. Just movie reviews. Not necessarily full ones, but also like when you came back last year when I said in The Flash and Indiana Jones, that was part of like half the episode, like stuff like that. Is it A, 31, B, 26, C, 62, or D, 55? And this can count towards multiple in one episode as well. So if one episode has like a couple of reviews, that can count as multiple.
Oh, it's going more than that.
Who said 26?
I said 26 originally, but then you said it was more. I don't know if I want to go with that now. Right, go back. How many?
You can change it. 31, 26, 62, or 55.
So you've done 100 episodes, so now it's like I don't think you've done 55. Oh, maybe
that's not 55 episodes, but 55 reviews.
It's not me, 55 reviews, so yeah, I'll go with that one.
55.
You're
correct.
There you go.
I worked at a roughly around 55. So that includes that's obviously for this. I'm mainly looking at obviously that first one we did when we did the Spider-Man one. Anything after that, when it was I did quite a few movie reviews. So anything before that, I'm not counting because that would have took me forever to try and fucking work out. So yeah, well done. You got 2 points. Well done.
Yeah.
Question 7. In which episode did you make your return as full-time co-host? A, episode 67. B, episode 68. C, episode 69. Or D, episode 70.
It's not 69 because I remember we got 69. We was like, yeah. What was the first option?
So 67, 68, 69, 70.
67.
Incorrect. Episode 68.
Oh, fucking bastard.
It was video game remakes, that one was. Pretty
Bullshit,
certain episode 67 may have been just me and a Hayden. I will double check to clarify for you. Playlist. Podcast. 67 was The Mandalorian review. The second series.
I'm gonna start looking at my phone.
Okay, almost there. Okay, question 8. Across the 100 episodes before this episode, 99 were pre-recorded. So as I'm not counting this episode, I'm counting the first 100. 99 were
Right.
pre-recorded episodes, but one episode was a live stream. What was the topic of the live episode?
No, I don't know what it was. I'm literally here for these, and I don't. You know what it is? It's because I do like 5% of the talking, and Tom does 95% of the talking. I just listen. It's not anime. It's not anime related. It's not. It's got to be something to do with games.
It was episode 87. This one was. It was a live stream.
Like,
I'll give you a hint. It was. We came back and did it instantly.
I don't even know. He's trying to get you. Ain't gonna get if I don't fucking know. You ain't gonna. Well, come here, listen. He said he's the one. It wasn't the so he said it's the one that I came back to, like a big one.
Like no, you didn't come back to it. I mean, we both did something and then came on and recorded it together. You're gonna kick yourself when I tell you the answer.
It's got to be something to do with the game. If we'd done something prior to it.
I'll give you a hint. It's not a game.
What did we do? We went somewhere.
And then we came back and recorded, talked about where we went.
Yeah. Okay, it was a big film. I mean, it wasn't Teenage Mutant. Maybe it was Teenage Mutant Ninja. Or was it Saw? No, was it Saw?
You need to guess your answer. You need to find your answer.
I'm gonna go with Saw because I feel like I was the one that come back. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles went to bed.
Well done.
Yeah,
you are correct.
He helped me on that one. She's like, it's got to be cinema if you went somewhere.
It was the Saw X review.
There you go. Okay, I knew that one. My mind just like, what would we live stream? Games.
And so that's what you would have kicked yourself if you didn't get that. If you didn't work it out.
Do help me, to be fair.
Okay, question 9. Why did we name the show the Chat Cave Podcast?
Because originally it's called the Dragon Cave or something, wasn't it? It was like us talking, so we just did it to Chat Cave. What was that?
Because we were mocking movies, putting the in front of the sequels and reboots.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't focusing on that. I thought I was focusing on the entire time.
No, it was the part of it was it.
He's trick questioning me. It's fucking bullshit. This is telling you.
Final question.
Final question. All right, ready? Hang on, I'm sending you up. Steve wants to listen. Go on.
What month is this show's anniversary? So when did the first episode ever come out? That's what you need to think of.
January, February, March. It was September. It was before then. I want to say it's very May. April?
I need a
June?
give me a final answer, son.
I want to go April. I feel like it was early in the year I jumped on. Because I remember it being summer, I swear. What was it, May?
What's your final answer then?
April.
You should have stuck close to September. The answer is August.
August.
I'm pretty certain we recorded it in July, end of July, but we released it in August.
I knew it was like around like summertime. It was warm when we first did the episode because I remember being like, I'm sweating my bollocks off.
Well, we wore shirts for it. You out of 10, you got 1,
A 2.
2, 3 out of 10.
D got like
2 out of 10.
D got 3 apparently, so she basically was on par with me.
Which other one did she get then?
Which one did you get? The other one? You got the live stream one. You got Saw. You got.
I know she
the
got.
Episode.
I know she got the episode 4 one off. Question 4 right because she just guessed episode 6.
Yeah, that's 2. I don't know. She probably did better than me.
You're shit at. I thought you was gonna be good at quizzes, man. You did good last time.
Yeah, but this is like, remember that episode we recorded like a year ago? So no, I can't remember what I had for dinner yesterday. I don't fucking. I'm gonna remember that.
Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, I better start wrapping this up or else Hayden's going to kick my ass.
I need to go make food. I'm starving, man.
Right. Okay, so obviously you can check out the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Audible, Amazon Music, etc., etc. You can also check out the video on YouTube, along with all the video games that we've played, including our live streams that we do majority of Sundays. Depends if we're ill
Yeah,
or tired.
there's only 42 episodes worth watching. I've realised that now.
Well, technically speaking, yeah, but they're not 42 episodes of you co-hosting though. I think one of those, there's at least 41 of you co-hosting. One of them was when you jumped on when Hayden was technically still co-host.
Oh, that's fine. I'm still there.
But yeah, yeah. So yeah, we cover obviously do live streams majority of Sundays, so you can check those out. And so hopefully this weekend we'll be playing some Palworld finally together, and starting our slave labour camp on there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Check out Magic Chapter 2 on Steam. And Churn Vector.
Fuck's sake, Connor. So yeah, I'm pretty. My mind's gone blank now. I'm pretty certain I've said everything I need to say. Yeah, I can't think of anything else now. You kind of blanked me by fucking saying magic pussy. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, and we shall hopefully see you for the next episode, which isn't with Connor. He's out of here. It's Alex talking about Pokemon.
Alex.
And we're more likely to end up bringing up Palworld if anything comes up between now and then.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye. I know why you salute, because this is audio based for most people.
Some people are gonna see it.
For the visuals, here's a salute. But then you have to do an audio description. You need to do an audio description.
You need to do it for me.
Connor salutes.
T-posing.
T-posing activated. If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.